Hey people, welcome back to the channel. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So in our today's conversation, we'll be looking at this conversation that is going on TikTok. Why do black men don't go to college? So a lot of people have reacted to this issue, both men and women, and I've decided to divide this video into two: men's reaction and women's reaction. So please don't forget to watch both reactions. So let's get into it, and I'll be back to leave my own comment. Please don't go away.
How do you go to college without parental support? Better yet, how do you go to college when you have a parent who is literally making it harder for you and your other parent is across the globe? How do you go to school when you're trying to put in documents that require your social security number and your birth certificate, and the parent that you're supposed to love and trust and love you unconditionally is not even willing to let you see these things? And then when the schools call, this parent acts like an angel and she tells the people that you're running away and that you don't want to come home. How do you go to college out of that situation? How do you even get a job out of that situation? Mind you cannot prove who you are, and at 17, 18 years old, you're 17, I'm gonna just say 17 so I don't nobody get on my ass. At 17 years old, you're still a child. So I just want to know, like, how does one go to college without support, without help, without family? How does one do that? Because y'all know everything.
So over the weekend, I was hanging out with one of my girl cousins, and the conversation about brothers not going to college came up. And she actually never went to college. So I kind of asked her, like, why did you never go to school? And she pretty much gave me the list that her parents made it super difficult when it came to filling out paperwork. They would never really help her out. Her parents also couldn't be a co-signer on any of the student loans, I believe, privately. And it was just like college was just never really spoken about in the home. And she kind of grew up in like a traumatic household in a way where college just was not on her mind. She was just trying to figure out a way to get a buck so she can move out. College just wasn't on her mind. And she kind of got mad at me because I told her what she was saying was a bunch of excuses. I'm like, girl, if you wanted to go to college, you could have found a way. Just tell me you ain't want to go to school because you didn't see the benefits. And right now I'm blocked on everything. And I just don't get why she's mad at me. Like, I understand like what she's telling me, but at the end of the day, everything she's telling me is an excuse. And to be honest, I'm just not trying to hear it.
Black women are the reason why black men are not going to college. And I'm going to tell you why. It has nothing to do with how we're raised. It has nothing to do with systematic racism. It has nothing to do with all these statistics that y'all are pulling out and coming up with. All of those are excuses. If we really wanted to go to college, we would just go to college. It's not that difficult. The reason why black men do not care about going to college is because black women will still accept us even when we don't. Black women need to understand the power that they have. A black man's biggest motivation is not money, it's not power, it's not success, it is women. We don't know why we're like this, but our biggest motivation is black women. If black women decided that they're only gonna be attracted to black men who are scientists, overnight, every nigga would become a scientist. If black women decided that they're only gonna be attracted to astronauts, overnight, every black man will become an astronaut. If black women decided that they're not gonna talk to any black guys that don't go to college, reject all of us black men who don't go to college, and only accept the black men who do go to college, all of a sudden, overnight, all of us would go to college. If black women decided that they only want black men that have degrees and reject all the black men that don't have degrees, overnight, every single black man will get a degree. We become whatever black women are attracted to. But the problem is, we don't go to college and y'all are still attracted to us. So if y'all want to go to college, if y'all want us to go to college so bad, only talk to dudes who go to college. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with any of this extra shit that everybody else is talking about. It is just that simple.
The black men not going to college discussion is the latest example of a trend I've noticed since I started making content. When some black women talk about their issues, they can cross the T's, dot the I's, they got the stats, the historical systemic factors. But when it comes to talking about black men, they become Candace fucking Owens. Men, you ain't off the hook. When y'all want to advocate for yourselves, men die 4 times higher than women and their addiction and the school to prison pipeline and all this stuff, y'all got all that. But when it comes to talking about women, specifically black women, y'all turned into Clarence Thomas. I've only been on the serious side of black TikTok for a few months, but man, scrolling through these lives and these bullshit ass videos, it is becoming so fucking exhausting. How do you expect the other side to listen and empathize with you when that's your energy? In the wake of creeping fascism, in the wake of the Greatest Depression, can we change gears? Can we change this up? Because this is fucking tiring and exhausting and toxic and gross. In 2025, I really hope that these conversations mature.
I've been seeing a lot of conversation lately about black men going to college, and being a black man myself who went to college, I wanted to give some of my own insight on the convo because it's relatable to me. For background info, I played college basketball. I majored in psychology. I went to 2 PWIs and I went to one predominantly black school. Not a HBCU, just a predominantly black school. Now, I'm not here to disagree with the statement that black men aren't going to school as much. But what I am here to say is I don't think it's just black men. I think it's just men, period, aren't going to school as much as women are. And mind you, I'm basing this off of a couple sample sizes, off of 2 decent-sized universities with majority white students and off of a smaller university with majority black students. More times than not, the majority of the men who are at school are going to be your athletes. I've been in a lot of classrooms where it was like me and maybe 3 or 4 other guys and then like 8 to 10 girls. And I think this is for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons being I don't think the jobs that come from getting a college degree are really that appealing to most men. Because all in all, majority of the degrees, the type of job you're going to get is going to involve you sitting behind a desk, sitting behind a computer, being in a button-up, being in a suit and tie. I don't think that really appeals to most men. I don't think like fresh out of high school, that's what men are thinking, this is what I want to do. So again, to play in with most men being athletes, the fact that you get to continue playing your sport makes it okay. You know what I'm saying? It kind of puts it out of your mind like, hey, I keep playing football, I keep playing basketball. I'm not really worried about that. That's 4 years down the line. I'm going to just keep playing my sport and see if I can do something with that. Another reason being, I think that women crave that stability that comes with a job like that a lot more than men do, like especially at a younger age. Like most men at that age, like you're cool with living in a 1-bedroom, you're cool with having your mattress on the floor, your bed on the floor, or staying with the bros or staying at your parents' house. Men are a lot more comfortable with that than women are. Women crave that stability a lot more at a younger age. And mind you, I'm sure there's stats that could debate me. I'm completely open to have my opinion challenged. I'm just basing my statements off of what I've seen for a good chunk of my life, a good 5-6 years of my life, different cities, different states. Okay, so if anybody has any arguments, I'm completely open to them. And to backpack off of me saying these careers that come from getting a degree aren't really that appealing to most men, they're not really thinking about it from high school either. And if you know, bro, if you don't get good grades in high school, you're probably not going to get a scholarship going into school unless you're a phenomenal athlete. Because even me, like, I didn't have the best grades, but I was a pretty good athlete, so I was able to get partial athletic scholarship to my first school. My second school, I didn't get any scholarships, and it was expensive. Luckily, I come from a family who was pretty financially stable, so I was able to pay through it, but it was very expensive. Most people cannot afford college prices without some type of scholarship. And honestly, in my opinion, if you don't get some type of scholarship and you also can't afford to pay it, like you have to take loans out, it's not worth it. Because I had to take a couple loans out, and even now they starting to get at me. You know what I'm saying? Those loans are expensive, and they're going to come up and bite you in the butt when you're least expecting it. So honestly, if you don't get scholarship to go to a good school, it's really not worth it because you're going to be paying back those loans for a while, at least for those first 4 or 5 years of you starting your job. And 9 times out of 10, you're not even going to be starting your job fresh out of school. You're going to be starting your job like 2 years after or so, not even at the highest pay rate yet. Just like a mentorship position or just learning the job still. So yes, while I will agree with the statement that less black men are going to school, don't just single out black men because it's really just men, period. Women, period, throughout all the races are going to school more than men because it's just, that's not really a man's dream. You know what I'm saying? Most men are taught to chase their dreams out of school, chase them while you're young. A lot of the men I see going back to school are usually older men. They probably passed their prime, their dream didn't work out, so now they're just trying to find something stable. But at those young ages, boys aren't really worried about, let me find the most stable thing. Nah, I'm going balls to the wall and I'm going to chase my dream, chase my idea, chase my business until I can't anymore. And that's really what it is.
Well, don't forget to leave your comment in the comment section below, your reasons or your experience to this issue, because all I know is I now understand why they say a black man's enemy is a fellow black man. Like, serious, where is this conversation of this beef coming from? Men out there are doing good for themselves, whether without a college or not. A lot of men who don't go to college are flexing and making good money, while college graduates are always crying about not getting job because they are overqualified, or maybe they are not satisfied with the salaries. But someone who didn't go to college, they are busy making it because then they don't look at the qualifications or the salary, they just work in the end they're making more money and flexing right now. The truth is that don't just say black men don't like go to college. No, but let's generalize this issue. Let's just say men don't like to go to college compared to women, because in each and every race I've noticed that men don't just like go to college. Reasons, I don't know. Anyway guys, kindly share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. See you in the next video and stay safe.